Hey, what is up internet? Kyle here with Syndi-Comics doing our weekly pool list. Today we're going to be taking a look at Batman Volume 4, The War of Jokes and Riddles. There are actually a ton of people that worked on this book, so instead of reading them all off, what I'm actually going to do is take a photo of the credits, post it right here. And that's everybody that worked on the book. So fair warning here at the beginning, I am going to go into quite a few spoilers with this book, so if you have not read The War of Jokes and Riddles, I highly recommend you do that before you watch this review. So you've been warned. Now we're going to get into it. So what we have in The War of Jokes and Riddles is Joker and Riddler have decided to wage war on one another, and Gotham City is caught in the crossfire because they have actually recruited all the other Batman rogues to choose sides. So it's literally a civil war of villains in Gotham City, and the body count is just building and building and building and building. And we have Batman kind of retelling, since this did happen very, very early in Batman's career. Batman's actually retelling this story to give some kind of explanation of what he was feeling during the time. Overall, I love the premise of this book. I think the book absolutely nailed the extreme tension that not only Commissioner Gordon, but Batman, but the FBI, everybody that's involved watching this war take place in Gotham as the body count just goes astronomically high. You really feel that tension of a city just, at the mercy of these two crazed killers, and they could care less who they kill, what they kill. They're just trying to go at one another. And the tension in that, the writing of that is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, you really feel the direness of the situation. You really feel the extremes that Batman goes to. You feel the extremes that Commissioner Gordon goes to try to stop this war at all costs. So there's a lot of really, really good ideas in this book. I think that's one thing Tom King does very, very well, is he has a lot of really good ideas for Batman and the stories he wants to tell, and this is no exception. There is one amazing sequence where the two actually pit Deadshot and Deathstroke against one another, and it's just an amazing sequence of panels. The whole shootout is just amazing. The energy of the art, the way it's written, everything is fantastic about that sequence. Really, really love that. There's a lot to like about this book, but there's also a lot I disliked about this book. And unfortunately, I really feel that's been Tom King's run for me, is I love the ideas that he's presenting. I just don't like the execution. One thing, once again, we get Batman retelling the story, and it's very much like an introspective of Batman, of kind of how much anger he had and how much he wanted to kill the Riddler and the Joker at the end of this for all the mayhem and chaos that they did cause, which I think is awesome. That's a really, really cool take, to be able to look at Batman and be like, all right, he really wants to kill these villains. And the way it ends up is Joker actually stops him from doing it. And Batman basically says, Joker saved me because he did not allow me to kill the Riddler, even though I really wanted to. I think that's a really cool idea to explore with Batman, is that he has that anger, he has that frustration. He wants to take it a step further, but he knows, especially now, he can't. But I think that's just a cool way to look at Batman. But the way Tom King presents that is just not for me, I don't think. He basically turns this into kind of an introspective where Batman's always down on himself. He's like very kind of like emo Batman. He's very much like, oh, I can't live with this anger. I can't believe I did this. I can't. Like, it's just all Debbie Downer. It doesn't feel like Batman learned from it. He's just like harboring, even now as you're telling the story, he's just harboring this feeling of, oh, I can't believe I did that. And it just doesn't fit with Batman's character, in my opinion. Like, his whole idea is to pick either Riddler or Joker and actually help them by giving them money as Bruce Wayne, and fighting as Batman. So he sits them down for a 9-course French dinner, which just felt really, really out of place. And they just all kind of try to talk through their problems. Now, I loved the portrayals of Riddler and Joker during this issue when they explained what they would do to Batman if they ever captured him. I thought that was brilliantly evil. I actually kind of made my skin crawl just a little bit. I love the portrayals of both villains in this book, and I think that's what had probably the most going for it for this arc for me, was the portrayal of the villains. I thought that was masterful. But there was just a lot, because Batman even going with picking a side, he has to go along with killing a child. That seems extremely out of place for me. And it's just something that I was like, really? It was more I questioned more than I actually enjoyed. There's a lot in this book that that made me feel that way, where it was like I questioned it more than I actually enjoyed it. And it's not a bad book at all. It's very, very well written. It has some very, very cool ideas. I just think Tom King's writing personally is not for me. Now, there are some other things that I really did like about it. Like I said, the characterization of the Riddler and the Joker I thought were some of the best we have seen in quite some time. I thought the whole premise, and like I said, just the whole idea of the war and the tension and everything was really good. The only other thing I didn't really care for was the origin of Kite Man. The origin was fine. I don't know why Tom King keeps putting these kind of cheesy one-liners in it, but basically throughout the whole book, they just keep saying "hell yeah" whenever someone says Kite Man, and it felt cheap. It feels kind of lazy, in my opinion, and it's just something I was like, every time I read it, I was like, really, come on, like. We really need that again. But yeah, so there are some things I absolutely love that Tom King is doing with Batman, but there are just a lot of things that I'm not crazy about, unfortunately. This I had such high hopes for because of the premise. I thought that was amazing, and it started off amazing. But then once we started to get to the resolution and kind of the stuff Batman was going to be doing to get to that resolution, it just really lost me. And that really sucks because Batman is one of my favorite characters, and no matter what, I'm going to be buying the issues every single, trade now that I went all trade, but I'll be buying all the trades. I will always be reading Batman. And I really hope I really start to enjoy Tom King's writing more than what I have. I'm going to keep giving it shot after shot after shot. Overall, War of Jokes and Riddles, I'm going to give this 3 stars out of 5. If you read Batman, I hope you absolutely loved it. Just kind of wanted to give my opinions on it and some of the things I didn't care for. If you guys did read it and you think I'm totally wrong, let me know in the comments. Love to talk to you, especially about this book. I think that it's very kind of polarizing, whether you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. That's what I've seen on Comic Book Roundup so far. So if you loved it, let me know why. I would love to have a fantastic discussion with you. 3 stars out of 5. It is available now anywhere trades are sold, and it's definitely worth reading. Make up your own opinion about it. And yeah, Batman Volume 4, The War of Jokes and Riddles. So that is going to do it for my weekly pull list review. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. Really does mean a lot to me that you guys are watching them. I hope you guys are enjoying the Syndi-Comics page. It has been an absolute blast to moderate so far, and the discussions we're seeing are fantastic. Love seeing everybody's hauls. All the recommendations and everything on the page are fantastic. Love seeing some original art coming up. I mean, this is awesome. I'm really glad the community is starting to grow, and it feels like it's going to be a fantastic community. So I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of it. It really does mean a lot to all of us that are a part of the Syndi-Comics that we have this community, and just want to thank you for that. And next week, I don't know what I'm going to review next week yet, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. I would love to read something new. I don't know what I have coming this week. I got to look at previews. So probably go back to indie books next week. May not do another superhero one, but we'll see. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys have anything you guys want to see reviewed. And that's going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much once again. And I'll catch you guys later. See ya.